Hey everybody, and welcome back to 360 Comics. My name's Joe, and today I'm going to be showing you the contents of a $50 mystery box that I got from s.s.v.d Comics from up in North Pole, Alaska. I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone who entered our two most recent giveaways, and stick around to the end of the video and I'll be talking about another giveaway that I'll be announcing soon. If you find this content enjoyable, don't forget you can support the channel for free by hitting that subscribe button, giving us a thumbs up for the like, and leaving a comment below. Like I said, this is a $50 mystery box from s.s.v.d Comics, and it was jam-packed with 30 books in it, so that's less than $2 a book, which is a pretty great price, especially because there are a couple keys and issue number ones and even a signed book in here. And I got really excited about getting this in the mail, and I opened it forgetting that I was going to do an unboxing video, so I ended up taking the time to sort it a little bit and grab my 15 favorite books. Rather than having a really long video, I took some of the more filler books out, and I took my 15 favorite, and I have them for you here now. Make sure you stick around to the end, because I'll be saving the best for last. First up, we've got a nice little Bronze Age key issue here. We've got Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 61. This is the first appearance of Skull Crusher, and he's depicted on the front cover, which I love to see. It is a newsstand copy, but back then, there were way more newsstands than direct edition copies, so it doesn't really affect the value there. But we got a really cool cover with an action shot of Skull Crusher whipping this ball and chain around, and Shang-Chi dodging it. And like I said, a cool Bronze Age key from 1977. No complaints there. And, with the popularity of this character and what seems to be some longevity in the MCU for him, excited to be picking up some Shang-Chi keys. Next up, we've got a couple number ones for you. Here is Claw, the Unconquered number one from the mid-70s, really early Bronze Age book from DC. And this character, if you can't tell by the cover, is similar to those other kind of like barbarian, savage-like characters. The ones that are never wearing shirts. We've got Conan, Kazar, we've got Tarzan, and we've got Claw. This one never really took off like Conan the Barbarian did, or even Kazar, but a pretty cool Bronze Age key issue, first appearance, and a number one book at that. And we've got this cool cover as well with Claw defending his, female counterpart against some kind of monster that we're seeing a shadow in the background of. Pretty cool stuff, and a number one to go in my collection of number ones. Next up is a character that seems to have been making his way into a bunch of my videos recently due to some MCU speculation. We've got Submariner number one, and this is the first book of the 12-part miniseries that came out in the late 80s, so the Copper Age. And it's funny because just a couple weeks ago, I picked up a bunch of the other books in this miniseries from a 50-cent bin, and I was looking to fill it out anyway, and I got this number one, which I hadn't picked up yet, so I'm definitely more incentivized to pick up the rest of that run so I can read it. And things like this little miniseries and stuff is a great way to either introduce new people into comics or introduce avid comic readers into new characters, like Submariner, who's not as well known in the Marvel Universe, being that he's not been in the MCU yet. So this is a great thing to pass on to someone else, so I might either sell or give away this miniseries once I complete it. Up next, we've got Deathlock number one. This is the first appearance of the second iteration of Deathlock. The first iteration coming back in the Bronze Age in Astonishing Tales number 25. This is the first appearance of Michael Collins, who was the second Deathlock, first one in his own title series. You can tell this is from the 90s by this awesome silver foil cover. And this character's pretty underloved, but I could see them bringing him back and doing things with him, with the cybernetic technology, cyborg kind of guy. Could be interesting to some readers. Up next, we've got some indie books, starting off with Bone #7, and I think this is a third printing. I think the yellow text means it's a third printing. Bone books are really easy to tell apart printing-wise because they just change the color of the title. This was a Cartoon Books published comic from the early 90s and has become a very coveted thing for collectors to get into because of the rarity of the first few books. I think the first 5 or so books from this run, especially Bone #1. First printings of Bone #1 are like thousands of dollars raw. I think like $10,000 or $15,000 for a 9/8. Maybe even more than that at this point. I'm not sure. But always look out for these early Bone books if you're going through a 90s collection. A lot of people pass them over, not sure about what they are, but some of them are very, very rare. This one, not so much. It's #7 and it's a later printing, but still a really cool book to pick up as far as indies go. Up next is a more recent indie book. We've got I Hate Fairyland #8 by Scotty Young. And this is a variant cover that has this explicit title as well as a different cover art. I've never read this story. I don't really know what's going on in the cover, but I know that a lot of people really like the art. There's a lot of fans of Scotty Young out there, and there's a lot of people that dislike Scotty Young's art. Personally, I'm pretty in the middle on it. I think it's cool, but I don't particularly buy all of his stuff. But this art's pretty cool. It's really detailed, really cartoony, and it kind of makes me want to do a little bit of research on the background of this run and see what it's all about. And then we've got Evangeline #0 from Maximum Press. I really don't know much about this. I looked up some information, and all I could really find is that this is volume 2 from the Evangeline run. And she's kind of like an angelic character that has a vengeful side, given the name Evangeline. And cool stuff, not really my cup of tea or anything that I would be into, but a cool #0 book to have. They did these sometimes for kind of like a preview book before they came out with the first issue and really started the run. So always look out for those #0s. Not a lot of them are worth very much, but some people do collect them. Moving away from the indie books into the Bronze Age now, we've got Batman 338, and I thought this was a really cool cover with him doing some battle with the Sportsman, who is a character that I don't know very much about. I had to even look up when he's from. He actually first appeared in the Golden Age in, I think, All American Comics, but we've got a cool Batman Bronze Age 50 center here, and a great cover to go along with it. And I am trying to eventually get the entire Batman run. I'm picking it up slowly, mostly from dollar bins, but this was a great addition to that collection. And then we've got this Incredible Hulk #210, a 30-cent comic from way back in 1977, with this pretty cool cover featuring the Hulk doing some battle with Dr. Druid and Mahayogi. And I'm not going to complain about getting any Bronze Age Hulk, even though it's not particularly a key issue. I'm still trying to fill out this run of the 70s Hulk books, and this is a great one that I didn't have already. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Captain Marvel, but I was definitely happy to see a 30-center from 1977. Definitely won't complain about getting any Bronze Age books in a $50 mystery box. This is a pretty nice condition copy of Captain Marvel #52, and I'll store this away with some of my other Bronze Age filler issues. Wrapping up our Bronze Age books, we've got the Mighty Thor #307. This is a 50 center from 1981, and I really love this cover with Thor in the background, and we've got this Dream Demon here in the foreground. I don't really know much about this character or anything like that, but it's a pretty great cover, and I like at the bottom we see this like bedroom scene where someone's asleep in a bed and they have like a concerned look on their face, like maybe they're having a nightmare or something. Definitely makes me interested in reading this story. Usually when you get more recent comics in a mystery box, they're nothing to write home about, but I'm actually pretty excited about this one. It's the variant cover of Batman 81, part of the City of Bane run, and the cover is completely the reason that I'm excited about this. We've got an iconic scene, probably the most iconic scene between Batman and Bane, where Bane is breaking Batman's back. Say that 3 times fast. This happens originally in Batman 497, which is a book that I've shown a couple times on the channel as well as on my Instagram. Definitely an iconic moment from my childhood and growing up being interested in Batman, and something that was used in the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, the Dark Knight movies. So pretty stoked to have this. Definitely a cool display piece with this like hyper realistic photo up close of the breaking of the bat. Next, we got the Mighty Avengers number 241. Nothing really key about this book, but I really love this wacky Morgan Le Fay cover by Milgrom. I thought it really stuck out of the bunch, and I like the pink background a lot. Before I show you the best book I got in this mystery box, I've got one more for you. Todd McFarlane's classic Spider-Man number 5, the 5th book in the run, as well as the 5th and final book in the Torment story arc. The first book in this run was the first comic I ever owned, so it's got some special significance to me. I really like what Todd McFarlane did with Spider-Man in his Amazing Spider-Man run, as well as this run. And I'm stoked to have this because I'm actually trying to piece together a run of this series. I have almost all the books from 1 to 25, and this was one of the ones that I'm missing. So I'm glad to have it now. I think I need 2 and 17 or something like that. No, not 17. 2 and something. But 1 and 13 are the only books that hold real value. You can find these on the cheap, so I'm always looking out in dollar bins for these Todd McFarlane Spider-Man books. As always, I saved the best book for last. We've got 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank, number 1, signed by Tyler Boss and Matthew Rosenberg. I love this book. I love the art. I love the story. I'm so stoked to have this in a really nice high-grade copy, also signed, and I'm probably going to send it to CBCS eventually to have the signatures verified and the book graded, but for now, I've got a great certificate of authenticity on it, showing that it is the real deal with the signature, and I'm stoked on that. Great book, like I said. If you haven't read this story, it's great. It's like dark and also funny and also, you know, really exciting. You're always like, you get really attached to the characters and wonder what's coming next. And when it says 4 kids, it really means kids. They're not young adults or anything. These are children plotting to rob a bank. So you should definitely check this book out if you haven't. And it's got this amazing like pop art Andy Warhol kind of thing going with this front cover. And man, everything about this gets me stoked. So I'm really happy to have it. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. Before I tell you about my next giveaway, I just want to remind you to please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up for the like, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this mystery box, or tell me about a mystery box that you got recently. Like I said, I've got another giveaway that I'm going to be announcing really soon. I decided to tell you guys my origin story, how I got into comics, and what comics have done for me along the way in life to get me to where I am today. And I want to give you kind of all my background and you know, share that with you. And I want you guys to share your origin stories back with me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to prompt you guys to leave a comment about your origin story on that video, not this video, my origin story video, which I'll be releasing probably in the next week or so. And then I'm going to pick a random comment on that video to win the giveaway. Haven't decided on a prize yet or anything like that, so stay tuned for that information. Also, if you're watching this on the day it was released, tomorrow, which is Friday, October 8th, 2011, make sure you hop into my claim sale on Instagram. I'm going to be selling a ton of books, including some slabs and stuff that I've never had at a claim sale before. So pop in. It's going to be from 7 to 10 approximately Eastern Standard Time on Instagram Live. So come hang out. I hope to see you guys there. Look out for my next giveaway. And until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.